Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Twerton Park. We came here a few years ago, Ian, not long after you joined us. We sat on this bench talking long after the interview finished. You were saying that you wonder what you'd done. We were in such a state. Last season when we came here, your assistant manager, Lee, told us he was resigning, well not resigning, standing down to go to be manager of Biggleswade Town. And now we've got more big news. Our first ever win at Twerton Park, and it's propelled us into the playoff places.
Yeah, I mean it was. I think anyone who see the game was a tough game. It's probably a tough game we've had for a long period. I felt we couldn't leave too many holes. Their system, the way they play, and the players they've got are all very, very good, and they're very excellent on the ball, and they move the ball quickly. They get runners going in behind, so we had to be really disciplined. I didn't think first half we actually was as disciplined as we should have been. And I think really at the end of the day we come here and we've stole a victory, but you know, as I said before, sometimes you have to win ugly, and today I felt we won ugly because I keep saying it, they're a very good side, and they will cause teams lots of problems the way they play. But I felt we were so disciplined in what we did today, and we got our rewards in the end in terms of the goals. I think we only had 3 shots the whole game, but it was nice to come away and with a clean sheet and win the game quite comfortably in the end. But the scoreline says it, but it wasn't a comfortable game. You know, they've had a lot of chances in terms of corners and balls in the box, and we've had to defend very, very well. I think the midfield 6, or should I say the midfield 2 and the 4 at the back have defended unbelievably today.
I thought Bath City started both halves extremely well, but we answered both of those spells with a goal, and that deadened them for the rest of each half.
Well, exactly. I think there's also important times when you do need to score goals, and today it's been important. We've scored goals at important stages, and I think you're looking at our last 5 or 6 away games. It's all been tough games in terms of where we've been, but we've been in every game and got something out of most games we've been in, especially away from home. But as I said there, it was a really disciplined performance today. We had to be massively disciplined. People did their jobs properly. They listened to what we told them. They listened even more at half time in terms of how we was playing, in terms of making the areas smaller and less space and less room for them. And I felt second half we defended really well. And as I say, was it a 3-0? No, it wasn't, but I'll take it all day long, because there's a lot of times this year we've played really well and picked nothing up. So I'm over the moon the way the players have reacted. I'm over the moon the players have gone and got result, and obviously I'm pleased we're in the playoffs now. So we just got to try and finish off a job that's going to be tough. I've said all along, we're under no illusions. It's 3 really tough games, but we just got to try and win as many as we can and see where we are on the last game of the season.
Clovis Camjo set us on our way with a cracking header on 15 minutes, but it's a delivery that set it up, and we've seen that a few times in recent games. Put the balls in there and people have scored them. Yeah,
was it Clovis who scored it? I thought it was Michael Clark who scored it. So obviously we've got a difference of opinion there. So, but I thought it was Michael Clark who scored it. But you might be right. Don't listen with my eyes as they are now. You might be right, but we'll have a look at it on the video and see where we are on the coach on the way home. But the delivery was unbelievable, and he's been doing that in training the last couple of weeks. We've been working on it, and what we said was, let's just try and. Sometimes he doesn't miss the first man, but he's missed the first man today, and as I say, it's such a hard ball to defend. And if you look at us, I think we've got probably 5 or 6 6-foot plus players in the side at the moment, and they can all head the ball. And if we put good delivery in it, then we are expecting to score goals.
It's funny, it was second goal, header by Sam Merson, the keeper standing the wrong side of the line, holding it. Did it cross the line? Didn't it cross the line? And it's similar to Slough Town a couple of weeks ago.
Well, the linesman put his flag up straight away, and their goalie didn't argue. So that tells me it was over the line. If the goalie's going mad and he's racing and chasing the referee and chasing the linesman, then it's going to be in doubt. But I felt the linesman put his flag up straight away. The goalie didn't do anything in terms of knowing it wasn't over the line, and as I say, I think they both accepted it was over the line. It was a great header from Sam, great delivery from Michael Clark, and it was a great header because he's had to go back and he's probably got a really tiny space he can put that, and he's been fortunate when it's come off the post it's actually gone in rather than come out again. So we'll take that all day long. And then for me, the third goal I felt was a great goal in terms of the way we counter-attacked. Luke has done very, very well. He spanned the fella, twisting him inside out. Could have scored with the first one from Solomon, and then Ben's obviously following up. But it just took, it was nice to have that with sort of 3 or 4 minutes to go, that we could just sort of relax a little bit and take the foot off the pedal without obviously putting ourselves under too much pressure. But the thing we've got to try and work hard and get all his injuries back, because the squad is very, very thin. We've got to try and get back. Scotty Shorten's picked up a knee injury today. David's in there with David DeHager with a slight knee injury. David Moyo's obviously hurt his foot on training Thursday. We've got to get Ben Hurd and David Noble back as quick as we can, just to fill the bench really, because we were really slow on numbers today.
Ben Wyatt's goal caps a cracking week for him because he had that appearance full 90 minutes for the for the Football Association on Tuesday, and he's been hugely influential for us this season. Would you have expected him to score a few more goals, though?
I think it's difficult because of some of the things we're asking him to do. I mean, he is one of those that is very influential in what we try and do, but I think sometimes when we look at it, we're asking him to do a bit more of a defensive job than trying to get in the box. You've also got the fact is that he's played left back some games, he's played holding midfield player, he's played left wing, so it's difficult. But as I say, I just love the way he goes about his business, the way he trains, the way he plays. I think he's got 4 man of the months this year already from the supporters. So I think everyone appreciates what the boy's done. But I think he's just one of them. He's just really unassuming, does go under the radar, and as you probably said, I think that was only his 2nd goal this season. But it's a nice time to get it. But I think sometimes you need them players that just go around, do their business without being too overconfident in what they're doing. And he was a major part in what we did today in terms of the shape and the way we went about our business.
Dean Snedker's another one that's had an excellent week. He was in that FA11 as well. He's had a terrific second half of the season, and I'll probably give him my man of the match to him today. Some of the saves he made first half kept us in it. Yeah,
it was difficult because, as I say, we did leave a few too many spaces and too many holes, and they hurt us, and he's had to make 2 or 3 really good saves. We got fortunate in the first couple of minutes. I think we won it the inside of the post and came out, or at the crossbar and came out. So we was a bit unfortunate. We was a bit fortunate from that side of it, but no, he was very good today. I don't know why he picked up the silly booking again. I don't know what happened there, but there you go. We have to accept it at the end of the day. But what he did was well, and it was nice for him to get a clean sheet, especially away from home. So I don't think we've had too many clean sheets apart from Hampton, I think, all season away from home. So it was nice to get that today.
The other player we had in that FA11, David Moyo, not so good for him today. Picked up an injury. David Longe King crashed into him on Tuesday.
No, it wasn't. He was fine from that. He picked it up on Thursday night in training. He trained Thursday night, trained well, and it was just literally the last couple of minutes. We're just finishing off a bit of forward play with the goalies, and there's a 50-50 ball, and unfortunately Alfie's come out feet first, and as David's gone to shoot, he's landed on his foot, and it's just caused a bit of a problem on the 5th metatarsal. He's been to the hospital. There's nothing broken. They've just put him in a boot for the weekend, and he's go back on Tuesday to see them. But speaking to him there, he's quite confident that hopefully over the next 3 or 4 days it will settle down, and hopefully he'll be fit for selection next Friday.
Terrific win today, away to a side in the playoff places. Last week we did it to Chelmsford City as well. When you look at the likes of Truro City and Gloucester City, the record's not so good, and we've got another club like that to face next Friday when East Thurrock United are at Clarence Park.
And you did right, but as I said before, we've got to make sure we approach it right. For me, we don't approach any game where I feel we underestimate the opposition we're playing. I've never done that in football in anything, because I know how cruel this game is, and for all the adulation that we've taken from today's game could quite easily be undone by a performance that doesn't reach the levels that we require. I just hopefully something might grab these boys in the last couple of weeks, and sometimes you get a little bit of a feeling that players have grasped what you've tried to do, not only for this season, last season as well, and they're starting to grasp it, and they know that they've got something at the end, and hopefully that might undo all the attitude in terms of we're playing East Thurrock, who are second from bottom. East Thurrock have to win now. I've looked at the league tables now. They're in the dire straits of having to win games to stay up. So there's going to be some pressure on them, but pressure is slightly different to them from where we are. But we have to approach each game as it comes. We'll train again this week. We'll go into then we'll go into the last 3 games of the season in terms of knowing what we're going to have to win. We're probably going to have to try and win 2 and draw 1 of those 3 games if we've got an opportunity. But even then, a lot of the teams around it now have still got to play each other. I mean, for me, we've dragged Bath in it again tonight. We've gone 3 points behind them. They've got to go to Billericay to play. And the difference is they lose, we beat whoever we're playing that day, and the level on points will be back to level again. So who'd have said that probably 3 or 4 weeks ago? But when you look at the whole season in terms of some of the points we've thrown away, yeah, we have. But as I said, hopefully the players have grasped what we're trying to get across to them. Hopefully they realise now that they are on the end of something if they do it right over the last 8 games, 8 days, should I say. And if they do that and they do it right and they prepare properly, then we can pick up 3 points. But if we think it's going to be easy and you're going to turn up, then just like we did in the second half against Gloucester, then we're going to get our backside smacked again, and we'll be back to where we was before today's game. So they've worked hard to get where they've got. Now let's try and stay where we are and see where we are on the 27th of April.
The day Bath go to Billericay, and I think we've got quite a straightforward one. We're at home to Torquay United, so that's quite simple. Today, our 111th birthday. What a terrific way to celebrate our anniversary.
Fantastic, and I'm not sure, but I think Torquay have won the league today, so congratulations to Torquay, congratulations to Gary Johnson and everybody. The way they've gone about their business, they've scored goals for fun, they're an excellent side, so firstly congratulations to them. You know, in the end I think they deserve what they've done, and it'd be good to welcome them as champions to ours in 2 weeks' time. So, and hopefully we get a good crowd, because you know they deserve it for what they've done, and obviously I think we can finish off the season in style. If we have to go and get a point, then we've got to see it from that side. If we have to go and win, we'll have to approach the game to try and win the game. So it'd be a great occasion at Clarence Park in 2 weeks' time. But again, 111th year history is fantastic from the club's point of view. You know, now we've just got to try and move on as quickly as we can and try and do what we've got. I know people are working very hard behind the scenes and trying to get the new stadium, and it'd be nice to get that before we sort of reach the 115th anniversary, because that's 4 years down the line, and that's my target to everybody now. Let's try and push the club forward as much as we can, see if we can get the new ground in the next 3 or 4 years, and try and fill it every week. But as I've said before, you can't take nothing for granted in this league. You can't take nothing for granted in football, because you always know around the corner or just behind you there's somebody who wants to just hold you back and stop you from progressing.
Lovely, thanks very much, Ian, and congratulations on the day we finally buried the Twerton Park hoodoo. So the Saints next in action on Good Friday, that's the 19th of April, when East Thurrock United are visitors to Clarence Park. Kick-off is at 3 p.m. in the National League South.